This week, me and Jules are swapping the office for the arcade to test out a handful of arcade-style gaming apps on the iPhone and the Android platform. Come on.
We've come down to Namco Station on London's South Bank to test out some mobile racing apps. I'm at the wheel of Raging Thunder on Android, while Lucy's putting pedal to the metal in Need for Speed Shift on the iPhone. Let's race. Raging Thunder is a great-looking 3D racing game, and in true arcade tradition, you make your way around the track, picking up power-ups and avoiding pesky items like skulls and ramps. You can use either the touchscreen to steer, or the sensitive tilt control, which I'm using along with the auto acceleration feature. The other cars can be difficult to catch as they drive near faultless laps, so you really have to make the most of those boost and tackle options, something that completely eluded me on my first couple of laps. Annoyingly, the sound in the game is very quiet, which does detract somewhat from the gameplay, but there are so many different modes that it kind of makes up for it. There's arcade, championship and time attack, and the very impressive multiplayer mode, which allows you to play against others across Wi-Fi or internet, even against users on other platforms like iPhone or Nokia. I, for one, am thoroughly addicted.
Need for Speed Shift is the second iteration of the super popular racing game, and first impressions are pretty good. There's 4 modes to get to grips with. If you want full control with all the assists off, Expert mode is the recommended option. And if playing your own music while you race is important to you, you can insert some tunes as well. Now there's plenty of customization options, but to take full advantage of this, you'll need to earn cash while you race. The same goes for events, tracks and race modes. You'll need to build up your driver profile in career mode and earn enough stars to unlock them. It's got much better graphics than its predecessor, Need for Speed Undercover. I particularly like the cracked screen effect when you smash into a wall or opponent. There's also better control, as well as multiplayer mode via Wi-Fi for up to 4 players or Bluetooth for 2 players. It's a brilliantly fun game and by far one of the best racing games on the iPhone right now. Now, we love a good old shooting game, but obviously you can't cart one of these around on your daily commute. The next best option is to download yourself an arcade-style gaming app. I've got Exes for the iPhone and Julian's got Radiant for Android, so I guess there's nothing else left to say, but let's blow some things up. Exes brings the coin-operated arcade experience to the palm of your hands, complete with the 10-second countdown to continue and pretty good graphics to boot. There's even an online board system. The objective of the game, to save the world by shooting bad guys in a 3D environment while flying, which sounds easy enough, but at first there doesn't appear to be any kind of strategy to the gameplay. Tap the screen and it shoots aimlessly, tilt up and down to fly high or low, which seems a bit all over the place and not as responsive as I'd have liked. And as much as you try to dodge enemies, 9 times out of 10 you will take a hit. It goes without saying, all this makes the game intensely difficult. However, after playing with it for a while, it doesn't appear so sporadic, and holding the screen to aim at enemies works most of the time, but still feels a little touch and go. You become more powerful as the game progresses too. Gameplay isn't the greatest, and your hands might get a bit sore from the repeated intense screen smashing necessary to shoot, but it will certainly take you back to the days of old school arcade games.
Radiant is a space-based scrolling shooter in the arcade style reminiscent of early 80s games like Galaga and Space Invaders. You pilot the ship playing Max Blaster, coming up against Super Creep and his band of alien nasties. The controls are simple and responsive, just needing a touch of the left or right side of the screen to pilot the ship around, although occasionally the odd baddie will sneak in under your thumb. You can pick up power-ups along the way from downed aliens and also buy upgrades and lives at occasional space stations. I love the nostalgic, bright, blocky graphics and how easy it is to just pick up and play.